Shalom from the Spector home. Like many of you, I have been taking periodic walks in the neighborhood to get some exercise and fresh air during these stay-at-home days. And I have noticed there are a lot of dog owners walking their pets in the neighborhood, and I realize that many people derive immense comfort and pleasure from the relationships they have with their pets. I, however, am not one of those people, yet, nevertheless, I appreciate the many lessons that we can learn from animals. The Talmud tells us in Masechet Eruvin that Rabbi Yochanan said, were the Torah not given to us, we could learn lessons from certain animals. We could learn modesty from the cat, for example. We could learn gallantry from the rooster. There are other animals from which we can learn. I am thinking particularly of the porcupine. And this lesson comes not from the Talmud, but from the philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer and from the psychologist Bruno Bettelheim, both of whom used to employ this metaphor of the porcupine in order to explain the way that we go through life as human beings, alternating between intense intimacy and social distancing. Because we are solitary creatures, we crave to enter into close relationships with others. And yet, when we get into those relationships, we sometimes get our quills up because we resent some of the sacrifices we have to make, the closeness of the space. We feel entrapped, and so we prick up our quills and sometimes even hurt those that are closest to us. And then we move away. And when we are away and alone again, we realize how important it is to have those relationships, and we come back together because we need the warmth. We need the closeness. And that's the lesson that we learn from the porcupine, that sometimes, especially at times like this, when we are in close quarters with people that we love, and yet, despite the blessing of being together at home, we realize that things can get very tense, that people can get very cranky, not only children, sometimes spouses as well. And so, like the porcupine, our quills come out and we say a harsh word. We do things that really are not appropriate, especially for this time of crisis. And so, my message to you today, very simply, try very hard not to be like the porcupine. Instead, always try very hard to be a teddy bear.